The following video was produced prior to recent world events. I recognize that complaining about bad record pressings may seem moot at the moment. My hope is that things return to normal as quickly as possible so that we can once again gripe about the small things like scuffed up albums. In the meantime, if you will allow yourself, please enjoy the video. Are you tired of the poor quality control on some new vinyl releases? We're talking about that some more today and what we as consumers can do about it. All that and more coming up next. Hi, my name is Frank. Welcome back to Sundays on channel 33 RPM, your channel for vinyl gear and more. Now, I did a video a couple of weeks ago that absolutely took off. And that video was sort of venting some of my frustrations with some of the new records coming out. And the poor quality control with a lot of these. They take them out of the sleeves and they're scuffed and the records are warped and the center spindles are too small. And it really set off a nerve in a lot of you. So I want to take that conversation a little bit further today and kind of talk about what we as consumers can do about this. So when I did this video, again, a couple of weeks ago, specifically, well, what set me off this time, because we've all had these problems, was the Ozzy Osbourne Ordinary Man album. And I got it, and it was the first version was scuffed up, and there was so much surface noise and far too much snap, crackle, and pop. So I returned it, and then Amazon sent me a second copy, and this one had this weird thump heartbeat sound going on in it, and just sounded lousy as well. So I'm still waiting for my third copy to come in, but as I said, many of you have faced similar issues. I got a ton of comments on that video, and surprisingly, a lot of you suggested that for new releases anyway, you're going to stay away from getting them on vinyl. It's because there's been way too many problems over the years. So there's obvious frustration. I'm just going to pull up a couple of these comments. Well, here I got my phone here. So what's this first one? Is Gary Peak, and he says, "Gee, I was going to pick up the Ozzy record on Friday. Might just go and get the CD instead." Tom, High Rant District, he wrote, "I've been getting most new releases on CD rather than vinyl for the past year now." We got Downtown Townie says, "Skip the new vinyl, buy only used records, stick with CDs. CDs are the best value in audio." Vince says, "I have heard of the pressing issues with Ordinary Man," that's the Ozzy album, "so I just bought the CD and let it go at that." And this goes on and on. Like, this is the thing. Josh wrote, "I rarely buy new album releases on vinyl, and if I do, it's from an audiophile label or European pressing plant that has no quality control issues. For new US pressings of vinyl, I get the CD or the MP3. H Metal Justin, I plan on ordering the CD. Dave Duffy, long live the CD." Like, this goes on and on and on. And I was really surprised. I'm a fan of the CD. I never gave up on the CD. But I'm just surprised by how these quality control issues have affected so many people. And these people are just kind of washing their hands of getting any sort of new vinyl pressings, I mean reissues or new releases, and opting for getting vintage vinyl, or in the case of new releases, grabbing the CD. Now, the one point I wanted to make, I suppose, it's sort of sad that none of us, or many of us, can't seem to be able to trust the quality of new vinyl. It really makes sense. I mean, we work hard for our money, and I said this in the last video, we're paying for a premium product, and we expect a premium product, and unfortunately it's not happening on a consistent basis. But I want to be clear, I think this is a case of a few bad seeds kind of ruining it. I mean, there's many examples of really good modern day vinyl releases. I mean, most I buy, I don't have a problem with. Particularly, some of the viewers have commented, the European pressings tend to be fantastic, and some of the releases from more premium labels. So I just want to get that out in the open, that this is not all new records, not all labels, but certainly enough for this to be a significant problem. Which brings us to the whole question of what to do about this. And again, I'm going to turn to some comments that some of you guys made. For example, Pseudo Soul writes, "Premium price is right." Again, talking about new vinyl. And he says, "I return any new record that isn't perfect." It was that comment that particularly resonated with me, because as consumers, we do have some power. And that's one of the things that we can do. If you buy a record, bring it home, open it up, and it's a lousy pressing and it's scuffed and there's all sorts of issues, return it. Companies like Amazon have very liberal return and exchange policies. It generally doesn't cost you, the consumer, anything, and you'll get a new one in the mail. I mean, it's a little bit different if you're buying from an indie mom and pop shop. Check their return policies. From what I understand, in many cases, independent record stores can't return product, can't return records to the distributor, so they're out of pocket. So I'm kind of really torn on that one. So maybe check with your record store and ask, what is the policy if this record is damaged? Other people have said that they actually open up the record in the store before they take it home to make sure it isn't damaged. That is another option. The other thing you can do is, we live in the social age, in the age of social media. If you get an album and the quality of it is unacceptable, take a video of it, take a picture of it, and post it onto your channels. Put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram. Let the world know, and make sure that you tag the record company. Make sure, if you can figure it out, make sure you tag the record pressing plant, and even tag the artist, particularly with smaller indie artists. They want to make sure that they're offering that their music is presented in the best possible fashion, and they're not going to be happy either if their product is being released on vinyl that is of subpar quality. I mean, so that's my thinking. Maybe it's naive to think that by complaining we can cause change. Maybe it is naive, maybe it isn't. I know a lot of people buy records, don't even listen to them, they use them for display purposes, but there's enough of us out there who are really into buying records for the sound quality, and we're just not getting our money's worth. So it doesn't hurt to, as I said, return records, go on social media, complain, and really exercise the rights that you have as a consumer. Remember, guys, it's the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. It's time we start making more noise on this issue. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this. Do you complain when you get a lousy record pressing? Do you return it? If you don't, why not? As I said, exercise your power as a consumer. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, dear 33ers, I hope each and every one of you has a fantastic week. Until next time, keep on spinning.